Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Rosie here, getting ready to serve up a big wad of truth once again. That's what we usually do here, right? Okay, so, responding to more dishonest analysis from everyone's favorite coyote, Scott Jund, we have to talk about Evolve because we're clinging to some semblance of MMR competitive bad. We have to look at MMR, guys. Look how bad it is. We have to cling to some sort of semblance of that. Here we go, boys. What really happened to Evolve? Because some people would have you think that, oh my god, competitive gaming killed Evolve, bruh. So competitive gaming killed Dead by Daylight too. That is a very simple, very unfair analysis, okay? First of all, the Reddit post that Scott Jund actually reads in his video was actually analyzed by this guy, Downward Thrust, like what? What is this? When did he do this? 3 years ago. Okay? And this is a much more honest analysis of why the game actually died. Okay? Scott Jund's analysis of why Evolve, Scott Jund's quote-unquote analysis of why the game died, was trying to prove a point about Dead by Daylight, whereas we shouldn't do MMR competitive. Look at how bad Evolve was. It wasn't a very honest analysis of why Evolve died. Okay? It was trying to paint a picture of LoL competitive scene bad. Okay? So, if you watch this video, you will know that the real reason that Evolve died was the fact that, the devs knew there were issues and they didn't do anything about it. The game was dead on arrival. It was dead before release. Everybody pretty much knew that the game was gonna die before it came out. But they shipped it out anyway. So what happened? The game died. Of course it did. Okay? Now, I'm trying not to even bring up, I have fucking Scott's video up. I don't even want to pull it up, bro. I'm so sick of hearing his voice. The quote that he finds, okay? The quote that he pulls in his video. Continue, please. Okay, here we go. Let's reread the quote that he really honed in on, okay? When someone on the team finally got tired of this and started playing to win, it sort of all fell apart and never really recovered, okay? Let's back up, okay? Because Scott Jund just kind of brushed by the other part. Well, 4v1 was awesome, sounded awesome, everyone loved it, prototyped it, and it worked, sort of. A friend of mine said that very early he think that the reason that it works is because we're all role-playing. In other words, we all knew how we wished the game had worked, and so that's how we started playing it. That is a perfect estimation of Dead by Daylight, especially with True Talent and his hooks. That's how you wished the game would work, so you started playing it that way. The problem is that what killed the game was not a competitive mindset. Okay, someone on the team started playing to win. Okay, well, why doesn't when someone play to win in a game like Smash Brothers, that game still doesn't die? Why is it when someone tries to play to win in Mortal Kombat, that game doesn't die? It has nothing to do with the competitive mindset of playing to win. It has to do with problems within your game that need fixed. Okay? What happened was when someone started to quote-unquote play to win, what that actually means is they started exploiting balance issues that exist within the game. Okay? That's what it actually means. When they all started playing to win, started to fell apart and never really recovered. Okay? That's because they never fixed any of the issues, whether it be from money or what they said they wanted to update the game more than every 3 months, but it just didn't happen. The not doing anything with the information is what killed the game. Okay? Not the inherent concept of MMR / a competitive scene. Okay? And the problem is the marketing was only the nail in the coffin. The marketing of it as a competitive game is not what killed it. That was just the nail in the coffin. The fact that they marketed an unbalanced piece of shit as a competitive game that was what actually killed it. Okay? Was Melee marketed as a competitive game? No. But it was made competitive anyway. But the entire Smash, and Mortal Kombat too, really, all these big fighting games, they have a big story mode. They're not even marketed as competitive games. They just are competitive games anyway. Was Dead by Daylight marketed as a competitive game? No, you don't have to change Dead by Daylight's marketing when you do MMR. You don't have to change that aspect of it. You never have to switch the focus of it. The competitive scene will naturally form as soon as the balance is better. Okay? Scott Jund thinks the game's gonna die. Well, the thing is, the game will die unless you fix it. And good. The game, that's how it should be. The game's balance issues should have killed it a long time ago. If Dead by Daylight truly went the way of Evolve, it would have died years ago. Okay? What saved Dead by Daylight that Evolve didn't have? Better licensing, and most likely the chase gameplay is actually more addictive. That's what, because no one's ever tried to clone Evolve. Okay? So another thing that Scott Jen says is bullshit is that you can't balance the game. Identity 5 has proven that you can balance not only Swift, and you can balance Swift at a tournament level, and you can balance killers on a tournament level. This has been proven by Identity 5. Scott Jun's ignorance of Identity 5 and his reluctance to even acknowledge it or look into it beyond watching the babies talk about why their matchmaking doesn't work. Scott, you have to analyze if it's a quick match or if it's a ranked match, my guy. You can't just say MMR doesn't work because of an unbalanced roster. I'm going to make another video explaining that bad matches don't actually just make the system not even valid. Because you can have bad matches in a valid system. You can still, like, I've had them in Smash before, but the system is still valid. A few bad matches doesn't make the system completely inaccurate. Okay? And then the last thing I want to comment on is this quote right here. Another one that Scott honed in on. This one. All of my heroes were different from each other. All the monsters were different from each other mechanically. And neither the heroes or monsters use any of the same mechanics, okay? So, Scott's just like, oh, whoa, it's Dead by Daylight! That's kind of what he said. Whoa, it's Dead by Daylight, guys! Okay, so, basically, we went over this before. There is a common factor that they both share, which is time, okay? It's screeching and shrieking about LOL, non-competitive because of different factors. Like, these people just act like just because something is different and or harder that it's impossible to even do. Okay? So, like, being mechanically different doesn't even fucking matter in terms of this. The objectives should get roughly completed at the same time. This isn't hard. One person, the killer's objective takes 10 to 15 minutes against a good team, sometimes longer. Survivors, when they're good, their objective takes 3.5 minutes. There is a time discrepancy in the balance, okay? You have to balance around this time variable, and then everything will be better. Saying that there's nothing that they all share is a very, very, very ill-advised way to look at the game. Making it very hard to balance. And apparently they actually did okay at the balance at the beginning. Well, quote, okay, I don't know. That could just be a guy licking his ass cheeks. I don't know. I never played this game, so I don't know. I don't fully know. But, basically, this is all possible to do. You just have to do it. Okay? The good thing is about this game, one of the commenters said that survivors basically require them all be good and work together at a decent level to actually defeat the monster. Number one, good. That's how it should be, because at tournaments, Swift would be dominant anyway. But the thing about Identity 5, okay, is the Swift mechanic in Identity 5 isn't really needed. I'm gonna offend some survivor mains here, bruh. It doesn't really take brain power to play Survivor. It really doesn't. It does not require the amount of knowledge to play Survivor that was most likely required to actually beat the monsters in Evolve. Okay? Why is that important? Because it doesn't hurt solo queue. If you are decently good at this game, you beat the killer in solo queue. If you have 3 good teammates. Okay? I've never played Evolve. Maybe I could be wrong about that. I'm not. But, like, it doesn't take brain power, especially when somebody has Kindred, which should be a base mechanic on Survivor anyway. It doesn't really take brain power to play Survivor, guys. It just takes genuine, simple awareness. And what's beating you as killer? Survivor's having simple awareness. I promise that's what it is. So I think if you just balance the game, the core population would still be winning or losing based on their own skill anyway. I really 100% believe that. The game, if you just balanced for the top 1%, the people that are bad, their win rates wouldn't change very much. I think if you did that in Evolve, the win rates of the survivors would have changed drastically because of how much coordination it actually took to beat the killer. Again, Identity 5 has mastered this. You don't need to be a Swift to beat the killer in Identity 5. Swift doesn't even provide that much of a bonus to you anyway in Identity 5. It really doesn't. But again, just keep pretending Identity 5 doesn't exist, Scott. It's fine. It's fine. Why don't you research the game that matters, bruh? Alright, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I don't even want to show Scott's face or play his video. So, very special day coming tomorrow, boys. Rosie is looking forward to it. I know someone who's probably not. Alright, I'm getting the hell out of here, lads. GG's.